Hi there, wig lover! This is Heather from CysterWigs.com, and today I'm bringing you a brand new wig from Rene of Paris. This one's called Aria. I love that name. And the color on this is brand new. It's called Plumberry Jam LR, and it was a color created just for this wig, though I hope that they will expand it and bring it out for a bunch of other wigs too. So anyhow, this color is a really gorgeous red, and I feel like it is really filling in a gap that existed for way too long when it came to these high fashion reds. If you're in England or any other European country, there's this like box dye brand, and you can see them in US stores, like at Walgreens sometimes. CVS will carry them. It's called Schwarzkopf, but it's way bigger line over in Europe, and they have a way more extensive selection of really super high fashion reds. And so because of that, you see all these women walking around with like these really bright, intense, like fuchsia reds and stuff like that, and it's pretty cool. So to me, when I see this particular color, this Plumberry Jam LR, I think that's very European looking. That's the first thing that pops into my head. The second thing that pops into my head is thank goodness, because we needed more of these blue-based reds. Now, for some of you, you're like, what is a blue-based red? I thought red was kind of the opposite of blue. Well, when people say blue-based red, they basically mean it's got kind of like a, almost like magenta tone to it. And you can actually see some of that violet, some of that magenta pinky color pulling through even now in this light, and I'll make the light a little more intense when I zoom in. So that's really cool because, you know, even though these colors aren't very natural looking, some of us aren't looking for that, you know? Some of us want the really, like, my bio hair was never really natural looking colors. You know, I used to dye it colors like this, crazy looking colors. I still do. My hair under here is teal, all right? So actually it's kind of faded, it's like it's a seafoam green now. But you know, I love these kind of colors. So if you're that kind of person, you're gonna be like, yay, finally, we've got some vibrant, happy red action going on here. So you can see here that pink, that sort of fuchsia that lives in this color, and that is going to give this that beautiful sort of plum undertone. You can see Aria has a lace front. This lace front doesn't have much of a contour though, it's pretty much straight across, but the lace is nice and transparent, and the knotting seems very well done, as you can probably see there. I'm going to pull it straight up so you can see that that's kind of nice and dense right there. And then permatease top. The base color on Plumberry Jam LR is a 33. It's very much akin to Amour's burgundy color, which is like a very natural sort of auburn brown. And then you get about a third of the way down the shaft, maybe a little higher, and they start incorporating some of these more intense highlights. And they get more intense, and you get more of them the farther down you go. So it's beautifully done. You get more of that pinky magenta towards the bottom, but it is not technically a tipped color. It's just that's the way the highlighting is distributed in these LR shades. The lighter, more intense colors are all at the bottom, and that goes for all of the LR shades, including the marble brown LR. So very beautiful progression. Looks gorgeous. Just, oh. And when I turn around to show you the back of the wig, you'll really get to see it because the hair is so short, it's almost all that sort of pinky purpley color. So it's kind of rad. So let me play with Aria a little bit to show off this style. The front of Aria reminds me a lot of Bryn by Noriko. Just, she really reminds me of that because she's got that long front that sort of cups the face. But it's not all one length. You've got some shorter pieces in there too. It's very beautifully cut. Layered. Look at all that layering right there. Very, very layered. So beautifully done bob, heavily graduated. It's very, very, very short in the back. So I find this very chic. Oh, just, it's delicious. I really, really, really like this wig. I find this wig, just in the absence of the incorporation of the Plumberry jam, just Aria by herself, I find this style to be a very beautiful and kind of sophisticated, you know, kind of hip looking addition to the Rene of Paris line. I think once people actually see what this bob looks like and how cute this is, like how flattering this one is with all this look at that. This layering's great because, you know, if you are the kind of person who is worried about, you know, whether or not, you know, you're gonna have a jawline, you know, if you're trying to detract away from this, this wig will confront that on two different levels, you know, because it's gonna frame your face, which is fantastic, you know. That'll make you look a little bit more svelte down here, you know, and give people focus here. And then you've got all this layering up here, which if you fluff it up, because Aria's got that permatease in her top. And by the way, Rene of Paris wigs have way more permatease than like John Reno wigs. So, you know, if you're one of those people that really, really likes volume, this Aria wig will give it to you if you play with her enough. You can really, really play up that volume. And when you do, it gives you height, which helps balance out any wide areas of your face, you know? Oh, you can make her look very rocker. Oh, this wig is so much fun, you know? And you can also slick her down. And that's kind of how she came out of the box. So, I mean, you could wear her both ways, and she looks pretty good either way you style her. So now that I've got her basically back to where she was when I pulled her out of the box, which was namely slicked down, kind of smushed in the box, I'm going to go ahead and turn around so you can see what the Aria by Rene of Paris looks like on all sides. So yeah, this wig's great. And you can move the part on Aria a little bit more easily than you would be able to on a wig with less permatease in the top. And also much easier than you would on a wig that's got a curl to it. So yeah, she looks just as good parted on the opposite side. This one's so fun. All right, now I'm going to take Aria off so I can show you what the interior of the cap looks like. So Aria, like I mentioned before, has a permatease top. This is a standard cap wig. So you can see we've got that rose lace up here, which is technically called French lace. So that's up here. The permatease is on top of that. On the sides here, you can see it's open wefted. It's pretty stretchy. I find this wig was a little tight. I mean, I know a lot of people, you know, are like me and have big heads. I have a 23.5 inch cap circumference, so technically I'm in a large cap size, though the rest of my measurements are like kind of like on the average side. And I think that this particular wig fits kind of tight when you get her out of the box. But if you let her sit on your head for about 20-25 minutes, she'll loosen up. And then she just fits really snug. You know, she's secure though, and it's not like an uncomfortable feeling. I actually think she's pretty comfortable on, and I intend on keeping this wig for my personal collection because so far my business partner and my boyfriend have both told me that they adore it and they think that it's really, really cool looking. So I'm just gonna run with it. But as you can see here, Aria also has a very beautiful lace front, which is fantastic. There's also a little bit of soft felt here in between that lace front and the rest of the wig. There's also soft felt here on the ear tabs, which is a nice touch, as well as an extended soft felt nape. It has stays in the back with a little bit of elastic, so it doesn't have the nice Velcro adjusters which is kind of a bummer. I really like those, but these are really nice. This one happens to be let all the way out already. Now, a note about this lace front, I actually think it's pretty generous, and I think that it may need trimmed a little bit. You see how much extra material is there? Trimming a lace front's pretty easy. One way that a lot of people like to do it are with pinking shears, you know, because it makes it a little harder for it to get all snarly and snaggy looking. So pinking shears are really good. Or if you just get a really small, sharp pair of embroidery shears and cut in long, smooth cuts with as few cuts as possible, you will get a really nice edge on this as well. But I would personally, and I probably will, trim that lace because it's a little bit on the long side for me at the front. And the other thing, like I said, no contour to it. It goes straight across, which, you know, my hairline also goes straight across, so it's not the end of the world. But a lot of people, you know, they like that little contour boop, in the front, and this one doesn't really have it. So here is that Plumberry Jam color up close in the back. You can see way more of that pinky sort of magenta color. Definitely towards the bottoms. That is such a cool color. And it really is that intense. If it's looking really, really intense in the video, promise you, it really is that intense in person. This is an extremely vibrant, high fashion color. I'm gonna go ahead and put Aria back on now. And then we'll talk some specs. Hey, let's part her down the middle, see what happens. Figure I've done basically everything else. I'm going to use this comb to sort of fix the part. Alright, so this is what she looks like parted down the middle. And you can like brush her off the face too if you want. Alright, so this particular wig, Aria by Rene of Paris, only weighs 3 ounces, so she's super light, which is awesome. The fringe in the front is 7.87 inches, but like I mentioned before, it's not all one length in the front. Because this is all long, but on top of it, you got these shorter layers, and they're even up here at the very front. So just know that it's heavily layered all over the place. So that measurement can be taken with a grain of salt. The crown down is 4.72 inches, and the nape, which is fairly short, as you probably saw, is 2.36 inches. So it's pretty darn short. I really love this wig. I give it a double thumbs up. I think it is a great addition to the Rene of Paris line. I also really, really like this color. I think it's extremely European and high fashion looking, and I hope that they will bring this out in more styles. I would love it if they made a mall in this one. Oh, because I'm completely obsessed with the mall. In fact, I would love a mall with a lace front. Hey, Rene of Paris, can you make that happen? Because I would really like that. So anyhow, this has been the CysterWigs review of the Aria wig by Rene of Paris in the color Plumberry Jam LR. My name is Heather. I am the owner of CysterWigs.com. Check out my store if you get a chance. It's spelled CYSTERWIGS.com. And until next time, I hope you have a great night. Bye-bye.